In the summer of 1998, a family of 4 left their small town for a weekend road trip. They never came back. At first, people thought it was car trouble. Then days passed. Weeks, months. There were no phone calls, no car, no bodies. It was like they had been erased from the earth. For 20 years, the case was a ghost story. Detectives had nothing until one hot afternoon in 2018. Man flying a hobby drone over a shrinking lake saw something under the water. Something straight. Something big. What investigators pulled out of that lake shocked an entire town. Inside that car were the answers everyone thought they would never get. But what really happened to this family is far stranger and much darker than anyone ever guessed. This is the story of a happy road trip that ended in one of the most chilling discoveries in modern history. It is the summer of 1998, a small town where life feels slow and safe. Houses stand close together. Neighbors know each other's names. Kids ride bikes down the street, and no one worries. In this town lives a family of 4. A dad, a mom, and their 2 young kids. Everyone likes them. People at the grocery store wave when they see them. Teachers say the kids are polite. There are no secrets about this family. They go to work, they go to school, they play in their yard. It's a normal life. On a warm afternoon, something exciting happens. The family gets ready to leave for a short trip. It's nothing big, just a road trip to see family in another town. Everyone expects them back in 3 days. Nobody knows it, but this day will be the last normal day the town ever has. In their driveway, the family gets ready. The father lifts big bags into the back of their old station wagon. He checks the tires, checks the gas. The car is a little worn, but it works fine. The mother packs snacks, chips, drinks, and sandwiches. She knows the kids will get hungry on the road. The 2 kids run around the car, excited. They ask if they can sit by the window. They ask how long it will take to get there. This trip is supposed to be easy. A few hours of driving, stay for a few days, then come back. Nothing dangerous. Inside the house, the lights are off now. Everything is packed and ready. The car door is shut. The engine starts. This is the beginning of their road trip. The family stops in front of a small white house before leaving town. On the porch, relatives and neighbors wait. They talk and laugh for a moment. The kids hug everyone. "See you in a few days," the father says. "Drive safe," someone answers. Car pulls out of the driveway. The kids wave through the window as they leave. People on the porch wave back. They stand there, watching until the car turns down the street and disappears. No one knows. This is the last time anyone in town will ever see them. In a few days, when they don't come home, the same people who waved will be the first ones to call the police. This wave goodbye is the final moment of normal life. From that porch, the family heads out of town. The road is quiet. By late afternoon, they pull into an old gas station along the highway. Security cameras show the car pulling up next to a pump. The father gets out, starts filling the tank, and wipes the windshield with a dirty sponge. Inside the small shop, the mother and the kids pick out snacks, chips, candy, and sodas. They look happy. The kids laugh while the clerk rings everything up. The mother pays in cash. They head back outside, climb into the car, and sit down with their snacks. The camera catches one last look at them as the car pulls out of the station and back onto the highway. This is the last time anyone will ever see the family alive. The next 3 days go by. Everyone expects to see the family come back into town, but they never do. The cousin they were driving to visit calls. She says they never arrived at her house. At first, people think there must be a simple reason. Maybe the car broke down somewhere with no phone. Maybe they stayed an extra day and forgot to tell anyone. A few more days pass. Now, it has been a week. No phone calls. No letters. The station wagon is gone. The family is gone. It is like they drove away and disappeared into thin air. Neighbors start to worry. Family members call the police. What began as a normal road trip now feels like the start of something terrible. Police begin to knock on doors. They ask everyone if they have seen the family or the car. Posters with smiling faces are taped up around town. Volunteers walk through the streets and hang them everywhere: stores, gas pumps, the school doors. The town changes. There is no more talk of a simple delay. Now there is fear. Parents hold on to their kids tighter. Everyone starts locking their doors. The police organize search groups. They drive on every road out of town. They check ditches, motels, and old barns. Nothing. Weeks pass. People begin to understand this is not an accident or a mistake. Something is very wrong. In living rooms at night, the same thought runs through everyone's mind. How can an entire family just vanish? And yet, that is what happened. One road trip. One normal family, and then nothing. The call comes in. The family is missing. Police cars rush out of the station. It is night, and the highways are empty. Blue and red lights flash across the dark fields. Officers drive fast, looking on both sides of the road for a broken car or anything strange. Dispatchers call every nearby town. Has anyone seen the family? Did anyone hear from them? More and more police join the search. They check gas stations, small parking lots, even abandoned farmhouses. Every mile feels the same. Just road and dark. There is no sign of a car, no sign of the people inside it. By morning, more cars are on the road. Now it is not just a search. It is an emergency. The family is gone. No one can understand how a car with 4 people inside just disappears. The next day, the search grows bigger. Helicopters fly over long stretches of road. From above, you can see everything: fields, forests, rivers, bridges. The pilot looks down, hoping to see a flash of metal from a car on the ground. Volunteers join the police. Some bring dogs. They spread out, walking through tall grass, ditches, and old barns. Everywhere, people shout the family's names, waiting for an answer that never comes. By the second day, news reporters start showing up. Cameras film the helicopters as they go in circles. At night, when the helicopters land, no one has found a single thing. There are no broken pieces of a car, no tire tracks, not even a jacket on the ground. It's like the whole family has just been erased from the map. The search keeps going. Someone calls the police. They say they saw a car like the family's parked near a bridge. Police race there. Nothing. Another person calls. They think they saw them at a small diner. It's a mistake. Every day brings a new lead. And every time, the same result. Nothing. The police look at every mile of road between the town and the cousin's house. They even check other states. Still, there is no car, no family. People start to whisper that maybe they ran away on purpose. Others think someone took them. Detectives write everything down, but the board in the station is full of crossed-out notes. Every path ends in the same place. Nowhere. The more time passes, the stranger it seems. It's like the car and the family never existed at all. Detectives sit in a small room at the police station. In front of them is a TV. On the screen is the gas station video. They watch it again and again. It shows the family laughing, buying snacks, and walking back to their car. They drive off. Detectives freeze the tape at the moment the car pulls out. Look, one says. Nothing seems wrong. They just leave. The video ends. That is it. After that, there are no more cameras. No one sees them again. This tape becomes the last piece of proof that the family was even on the road that day. Detectives stare at the screen, trying to catch something they missed. A face. A car. A clue. But there is nothing. The tape is normal. And that is the most frightening part. That gas station tape becomes the center of every talk in town. People watch it on the news and begin to make up their own ideas about what happened. Some whisper that maybe the family wanted to leave. Maybe they planned to disappear and start a new life somewhere else. Others think the road was not the problem at all. Maybe someone robbed them. Maybe they picked up a stranger who tricked them. There are even cruel voices that blame the father. They say maybe he did something to his own family. These are just guesses, but soon the rumors grow louder. Then the truth. Detectives try to shut it down, but people keep talking. The case stops being just a missing person search. It turns into a mystery that everyone thinks they can solve from their living rooms. And the more the police search, the less they find. That makes the rumors spread even faster. As the weeks go on, the story leaves the town and spreads across the country. News reporters put the family's photos on TV. They talk about the strange vanishing. Posters with their faces appear on telephone poles and store windows in many towns, not just their own. Volunteers travel far from home, helping the search in every way they can. But nothing works. Every new lead is just another dead end. Even with all the cameras and reporters, there is no car, no family, not a single clue after that gas station. On TV, the case looks big. In real life, it feels smaller and smaller as the hope fades. The country knows their names now, but knowing doesn't bring them back. Back home, their house stays exactly the same. The kids' school puts candles on the front steps. Students and teachers stand in a circle and hold a quiet vigil. Inside the family's house, nothing moves. Toys are still on the floor. Food sits in the fridge. Clothes are in drawers, waiting for people who never come back to use them. Every time the relatives come by to check on the house, they see the same thing. It looks like the family will walk in any second. But the days keep going. Weeks turn into months. By the end of that year, the search slows down. The family's home turns into a frozen place, like a picture that will never change. In 1999, 1 year after the family vanished, a call comes into the police station. The caller swears they saw a car just like the missing family's. Same color, same model. Parked outside a small motel 2 states away. Detectives rush to follow up. Police cars from that state drive to the motel. They block off the parking lot. The car is there. It looks similar. Same old station wagon style. Everyone's heart races. Could this finally be the break? Officers walk up. They check the plates dot. It's not the same car. Inside the motel, there's no missing family. Just travelers who have nothing to do with the case. This tip turns out to be like all the others. Another dead end. Detectives head back home. Another year goes by. The case is starting to feel like a ghost. No matter how hard they chase, the answer slips away. In 2000, another call comes in. This time, someone says they saw 2 kids at a rest stop. The caller says, "I think they are the missing kids from the news. I'm sure of it." Detectives hurry to the location. They drive fast, hoping that maybe, finally, this is real dot at the rest stop. There are children. 2 of them even look a little like the missing kids. But when the officers ask their names, they find out these kids are from another state. They are on vacation with their parents. Dot. It is another false alarm. Every time hope rises, it is crushed just as fast. Dot. By now, the case is nearly 2 years old. No car, no family. Only stories from strangers that lead nowhere. The police return home again, empty-handed. The relatives wait by the phone. Once again, there is no news to give them. Detectives keep working. They speak to truck drivers who drive those highways every night. None of them saw a broken car. They talk to gas station workers. No one remembers anything unusual. They even visit campsites, hunting cabins, and tiny stores along back roads. Nothing. Over time, the case spreads across several states. Local sheriffs talk to detectives. Federal investigators offer help. Still, there is not one clue dot in the hope of finding a lead. Police even go into prisons. They ask known criminals if they saw anything strange that summer. Not one person knows a thing. The evidence board back at the police station is full of photos and lines. But there is no connection. Everything ends in a blank wall. The longer they look, the colder the case gets. By the year 2002, the family's disappearance has become one of the most confusing mysteries anyone has ever seen. By now, people in town have started to come up with their own ideas. The most painful rumor is that maybe the father himself caused this. Some say maybe he planned everything, took his family out there, and made them vanish. Others say maybe it was a murder-suicide. The relatives say none of this makes sense. The father loved his family. There was no sign of trouble, but rumors don't need proof. They spread fast. Detectives check everything about the father's life. His job, his bank accounts, his friends. They look for anything that shows a plan. They find nothing. But still, people keep whispering that these rumors hurt the family left behind. It feels like everyone has forgotten that 4 innocent people are gone. The focus turns from searching for answers to blaming someone who was not there to defend himself. By 2003, the case is no closer to being solved. And now, trust inside the town has started to break apart. As the years pass, new theories replace the old ones. If the father didn't do it, then maybe someone else did. People begin to think about a stranger on the highway. Maybe the family stopped for help. Maybe someone forced them off the road. Detectives look at known criminals who were out of prison at that time. They search records for anyone who might have been driving through the same highways, but nothing fits. No one confesses. Every single theory ends in the same blank place. By now, the town has no answers, only questions. And the worst part is that every idea, every guess brings the same pain to the family that is left behind. The hope that someone knows something fades a little more with every passing year. And soon, even the police begin to run out of things to check. By 2008, 10 years have passed. The police station has changed. New officers, new cases. The missing family's case is no longer on the big board in the main room. Now it sits in a box. Inside are photos, interview notes, and copies of every tip that ever came in. The box is pushed to the back of a dusty storage room. Once in a while, a detective looks inside, hoping to see something they missed. They never do. The new cases keep coming in, and the family's case is buried under all of them. When the relatives call, they hear the same words. We don't have anything new. The station is quiet now. The people who once searched night and day have moved on to other cases. But the family's faces stay in that box, waiting. After that, the years begin to blur together. The relatives of the missing family keep calling, first on birthdays, then on holidays, then on the anniversary of the day they disappeared. Every time, the answer is the same. Nothing. No new tips. No new clues. The case is like it is frozen in time. The kids who once played with the missing children grow up and leave town. Their old friends are just photos now. Even the gas station where they were last seen changes. The pumps are new. The old cameras are gone. But for the family that is left behind, nothing changes. Every year feels the same. They hold on to hope because that is all they have. 20 years is a long time to wait for an answer. For 20 years, there is nothing but silence. It is 2018. The summer is hot, and a man who lives near a small lake is looking for something to do. He has a new drone that he has been wanting to try out. The lake has been shrinking because of the dry weather, and parts of the muddy bottom are now showing. He drives out there with no plan, just to see what the camera can pick up from above. He stands on the bank, sends the drone high into the air, and starts flying it over the water. From the screen on his controller, the view is wide. Trees, dry ground, and patches of shallow water. For the first few minutes, there is nothing. It is just a normal hobby on a hot afternoon. He has no idea that what he is about to see will solve a mystery that has been buried for 20 years. The drone glides low, and the man looks carefully at the screen. In the middle of the lake, in an area where water is very shallow, something catches his eye. It is a straight, pale shape. At first, he thinks it might be a big log, but then he notices that the lines are too clean. The longer he stares, the stranger it looks. He tilts the camera to get a better view. The shape doesn't move. It just sits there, covered by a thin layer of muddy water. It is not a rock. It is not a log. The man keeps staring, trying to figure out what it is. It looks out of place, like something that doesn't belong in a lake. A thought hits him. Could this be a car? He adjusts the drone and decides to look closer. The man flies the drone lower. The closer the camera gets, the clearer the shape becomes. It looks like the roof of a vehicle. The water is so shallow that some of the edges are sticking up just a little. He circles the drone around, trying to see every side. The shape is long and wide. It is not a small car. It looks like an old station wagon. The man's heart starts to pound. He knows about the family that went missing 20 years ago. Everyone in the area knows that story. Could this be them? He takes more pictures and video. Then he pulls the drone back to land. He doesn't know what else to do but show someone. The man drives straight to the sheriff's office. Inside, he shows the footage on his phone. At first, the deputies don't take him seriously. They have heard about the missing family for years. But as they watch the video, they start to lean closer. The pale shape under the water is clear. It looks exactly like a car. The sheriff calls in more people to see. Everyone agrees that something is down there. Within hours, a team is put together to check the lake. For the first time in 20 years, the case is no longer silent. The sheriff wastes no time. By the next morning, a dive team is standing on the bank of the lake. Reporters have already arrived. Cameras are set up behind the yellow tape. The divers pull on their heavy suits and helmets. Each step they take makes a dull sound on the wooden dock. They walk into the brown water slowly. It is thick, muddy, and hard to see through. From the bank, you can hear only the quiet splash as they move deeper. Boats float nearby with searchlights pointed at the surface. The whole town waits in silence. Every person there knows what this could mean. If that shape really is a car, then the mystery that has lasted 20 years might finally end today. The divers sink under the water, disappearing into the dark. Under the water, the divers switch on their lights. The lake is so cloudy that they can only see a few feet ahead. They move slowly, sweeping the beams across the muddy bottom. Then, one of them stops. A large shape rises from the mud. It is a car. The vehicle is upside down, its roof smashed into the soft bottom of the lake. The wheels are sticking up. Thick weeds have grown around them. They swim closer and brush away some of the silt from the side. Even after so many years, they can still see the color. It's light brown, just like the station wagon from 1998. The divers signal to each other. They have found it. Now they need to look inside. They hold on to the frame and prepare for what they might see. With their lights pointed through the broken windows, the divers take a deep breath. Inside, it is silent. Then they see something that makes their hearts stop. Bones. There are 4 shapes. 2 large, 2 small. For a moment, nobody moves. They just stare through the window, knowing this is the missing family. The divers carefully shine the lights across the seats. The remains have been here for 20 years, hidden by the lake. No one saw them. No one knew. They signaled to the surface that they have found people inside. Above the water, the sheriff gets the message and closes his eyes. Everyone watching knows that the mystery is no longer just a story. It is real. The divers stay there, waiting for the order to come back up. The family has finally been found. The next morning, heavy trucks and a large crane arrive at the lake. The crowd stands back behind the yellow tape as the machines roll over the dirt and stop at the edge of the water. Divers are already in position. They swim down one more time, carrying thick straps. They loop the straps around the upside-down car, pulling them tight under the frame. Up on the bank, workers double-check the cables to make sure nothing breaks. The sheriff watches closely. He knows that once the car comes up, everyone will see the truth. A loud engine starts. The crane arm moves slowly over the water. People whisper to each other, but keep their eyes fixed on the surface. The lake that has hidden a secret for 20 years is about to let it go. The straps pull tight. The car begins to move. At first, only bubbles rise to the surface. Then, the roof of the station wagon pushes through the muddy water. The crowd goes silent as the machine lifts it higher. Mud, weeds, and water spill out of the broken windows. The weight of 20 years pours back into the lake. Bit by bit, the car comes out, its wheels still pointing toward the sky. The light brown paint is faded, almost gone, but the shape is clear. It is the same car that disappeared in 1998. The crane swings slowly, carrying the car toward dry ground. Water drips in a long stream as everyone watches, frozen. No one talks. All that can be heard is the slow creak of the cables. As the car moves out of the water, everyone who came to watch stops talking. Some hold hands. Others begin to cry quietly. For many of them, this case has been part of their lives for 2 decades. Seeing the car now in front of them makes it real in a way it never was before. The sheriff stands still, watching every inch of the slow swing of the crane. Reporters lower their cameras for a moment. Even the kids in the crowd are silent. No one wants to miss this moment. The car is set down on dry ground. Investigators step forward in their gloves and safety suits. The smell of mud and lake water is strong as they push open the crushed doors. Inside, they find exactly what everyone feared but already knew. There are 4 sets of remains, 2 adults in the front, 2 children in the back. Everything is coated in mud. There is no sound. Now, only the clicking of cameras as investigators take pictures. For 20 years, the answers have been locked inside this car. Now the mystery is no longer a mystery. The family was here all along. They never left. The sheriff looks at the car one more time before ordering the area to be cleared. It is finally over. Once the doors are closed again, investigators walk around the car, checking every part of it. One of them wipes away thick mud from the back bumper. Slowly, the shape of a license plate comes through. The numbers and letters are faded, but still there. Everyone leans closer as the investigator reads them out loud. The plate matches the missing family from 1998. There is no more doubt. The car that had been missing for 20 years is now in front of them. This single detail makes everything official. It's not just a car from the past. It is their car. The sheriff radios it in. On the other end, the dispatcher goes quiet for a moment before answering back. The whole search that lasted 20 years has come down to these few numbers on a rusty piece of metal. Now, there is no way to deny who they have found. Word spreads fast. Within hours, everyone in town knows the news. The sheriff stands in front of cameras and gives a short statement. The missing family has been found. After 20 years, we brought them home. Some people cry. Others hug each other. For 2 decades, the mystery has haunted them. Now, finally, there is an answer. At the lake, people place flowers near the yellow tape. Some stand with their heads down. Some whisper prayers. It is a moment no one thought would come. The families, relatives are called. They rush to the site and watch the car from a distance. Their faces are pale. Their eyes are full of tears. Even though it hurts, there is a small piece of comfort. They finally know where their loved ones were all this time. The case is not finished yet. Now detectives have a new question. Did the family crash into the lake by accident, or did someone force them in? Investigators walk around the car, looking at the ground. They check the slope that leads into the water. From the marks on the mud, it looks like the car went in fast. But why? Was it a mistake in the dark? Or was there someone else on that road that night? Detectives bring in specialists to study the car. They want to know if there was any damage that came before it hit the lake. Until they know, the case is not fully closed. The answers are now closer than ever. But one last part of the mystery is still waiting. The old station wagon is moved to a secure police lot. Detectives and experts stand around it. The mud is thick, so the first thing they do is wash the car with water hoses. Slowly, the car's body becomes clear. Every inch is photographed. Investigators use gloves as they open the doors again. They collect anything that might give answers. Scraps of fabric, small objects, anything that survived 20 years underwater. The car is damaged from being upside down for so long, but it is still strong enough to study. They check the tires, the brakes, the seats, even the pedals. Every single part is looked at closely. If there is a clue that explains how the car ended up in the lake, they want to find it here. For days, the car stays inside the lot while experts record every detail. Everyone is waiting for the report. When the full inspection report comes back, detectives are shocked. Inside the car, there are no signs of a struggle. No bullet holes, no blood stains, no broken glass that came from outside. Nothing that suggests someone forced them off the road or attacked them. It looks like the car went into the lake with no one chasing them. The seats are still in place. The steering wheel is bent only from the impact with the water. The windows broke from the crash, not from anything else. Detectives go through the evidence again, just to be sure. But there is still no sign that another person was involved. For now, it looks like something went wrong that night, and the family's own car carried them into the lake. Detectives are still not satisfied. If no one forced them in, how did the car end up in the lake? They study old maps from 1998. They notice a small dirt road that ran close to the water. Back then, there were no lights, no barriers. In the dark, it would be easy to miss a turn. Detectives drive out to see it for themselves. Even now, it is narrow and hard to see. There is a steep drop that leads straight into the lake. At night, one wrong move would be enough to send a car over the edge. The investigators believe that is what happened. The family was driving in the dark, maybe tired from the trip. They missed the turn and went straight into the lake. No one saw. And the water hid everything for 20 years. The investigators bring in a team to study the edge of the lake. Even though 20 years have passed, there are still marks on the slope where the dirt road used to run. Special tools show the faint pattern of tires that once cut through the soil. The lines go straight down. There is no curve. There are no signs that the car tried to brake. The tracks show a single direction, as if the driver never even realized what was coming. Experts explain that the dirt back then would have been loose. At night, a driver could roll right down without feeling much resistance. The car must have gained speed on the slope, hit the water, and flipped upside down as it sank. No one around heard the splash that night. And because the lake was deep, the car disappeared quickly. The water closed over the top, leaving no trace. Behind, the investigators now know that whatever happened, it happened fast. There was no time to stop. Detectives now try to imagine the last minutes of that family's trip. It is late at night. There is no GPS back in 1998. Road signs on the small highways are hard to read in the dark. The family is tired. They are driving home after visiting relatives. They think this little dirt road looks like a shortcut, so they turn onto it. The headlights light up only what is a few feet ahead. There are no barriers, no warning signs. The father drives slowly at first, but the road slopes down toward the lake. Maybe he speeds up a little, not knowing what is at the bottom. Then, suddenly, there is nothing in front of them but water. By the time they see it, it is too late to stop. The car drops off the edge and hits the lake. In seconds, the vehicle flips and the water swallows them. It is silent after that. Number. One sees, no one hears. For 20 years, that one wrong turn stayed hidden until the day the drone found them. From what the investigators now know, the family had almost no time at all. Experts explain what happens when a car hits deep water. The moment the tires hit, the front of the car dips hard. The sudden impact can knock people back against their seats. Cold water rushes in fast through the cracks and broken glass. Within seconds, the doors are forced shut by the outside pressure. Once that happens, the handles will not move. People inside panic, trying to push, but the weight of the water makes it impossible. As the car fills, it gets heavier and starts to sink. The more it sinks, the darker it becomes. The experts say that from the first splash to the car fully going under, only a few minutes pass. There is no time to call for help. There is no chance for anyone nearby to notice. In this case, the car flipped upside down almost as soon as it hit. That made escaping even harder. The people inside had seconds, not minutes. It is a silent, terrifying way for a trip to end. For 20 years, everyone thought something evil happened that summer night. People believed someone kidnapped the family or forced them to disappear. Detectives followed hundreds of tips, thinking there was a killer or someone hiding the truth. But in the end, the answer was not a crime. It was a single, tragic mistake on a dark road. The family turned down a narrow dirt path, missed the edge of the lake, and drove straight in. The water hid their car so well that no one ever saw it again, until the drought lowered the level and a man with a drone flew over it. For 20 years, the case was talked about as one of the biggest mysteries in the area. It divided the town. It ruined lives with rumors. But the truth shows there was no villain. There was only an accident, covered by deep water and time. The discovery of the car has changed everything. Now everyone knows that what happened was sad, but simple. The story people thought they knew was wrong all along. A few weeks after the car is pulled from the lake, the town plans a memorial. It is held inside the school gym, the same school the kids once went to. People from all over the county come. Some knew the family well. Others only knew the story. The bleachers are full. There are rows of chairs set up on the gym floor, all facing a small stage. Pictures of the family are placed on easels. One shows them smiling during a summer picnic. Another shows the kids in their school uniforms. The sheriff speaks first. He tells everyone how they never gave up, even when it felt like nothing would ever be found. Other speakers stand up, one by one, sharing memories of the family. Neighbors, teachers, even kids who are now adults come forward to talk. For a long time, the gym is quiet except for the sound of crying. For 20 years, no one could say goodbye. Now, they finally can. It is a heavy moment, but also a moment of peace. At the front of the gym, there are 4 caskets. They are simple. 2 are larger. 2 are small. They are placed side by side, covered with flowers that spill over the edges. The sight of them makes people stop talking. No one moves. For a long time, the only sound is soft sobbing from the crowd. The family's relatives sit in the first row. They hold hands tightly, their faces pale and wet with tears. After years of waiting, their loved ones are home. People line up to walk past the caskets. Some place flowers. Others put small toys, letters, or photos on top. Everyone looks at the 4 caskets before leaving. There are no speeches now. No one knows what to say. It is the last goodbye the town has wanted to give for 20 years. And this time, there is no mystery, only sadness and respect. One of the speakers walks to the microphone and looks around the gym. She says that for 20 years, no one in the town felt safe. People locked their doors at night. Parents told their kids not to walk alone, even during the day. Everyone believed that someone dangerous had taken the family. Kids grew up hearing the story and thinking there was a stranger out there who could strike at any time. The fear shaped an entire generation. Even after years passed, the feeling never went away. Every time someone saw a car parked on the side of the road, they wondered. Every time the sun went down, they thought about the missing family. The speaker pauses and then says that now, at least, they know the truth. It wasn't a stranger. It wasn't something evil hiding in their town. It was an accident. A sad, simple accident. She says that even though the pain is still there, people can finally stop being afraid. The gym is silent. Everyone listens closely, some nodding as tears roll down their faces. Near the end of the service, the sheriff calls a name. It is the man who found the car with his drone. He walks slowly to the front, nervous. For a moment, he doesn't know what to do as everyone starts clapping. He never thought a simple hobby on a hot summer day would change anything. But it did. The sheriff shakes his hand and tells him, "Thank you for giving this family back to us." People line up to hug him. Relatives of the missing family thank him over and over. Without him, the car would still be under the lake. Without him, they would still be wondering what happened. The man says softly that he's just glad he could help. The crowd claps again, louder this time. In a case that was silent for 2 decades, this one small action gave everyone an answer. For the first time in 20 years, there is no more guessing. There is only truth. As the service continues, one of the relatives stands and speaks. She says that even though the mystery is solved, there is no happiness in this moment. No one cheers. There is only relief. For 20 years, they woke up every day not knowing what happened. Every time the phone rang, they hoped it was good news. Every knock on the door made their hearts race. Now, that waiting is over. The questions have been answered. They finally know where the family has been all this time. But that doesn't make the pain smaller. It doesn't bring them back. The relative looks at the 4 caskets in front of the stage and says that the only good thing is that they are finally home. The town listens in silence. It is a heavy kind of peace. The answers hurt, but not knowing hurt worse. The mystery is gone, but so is the family. At the end, the sheriff steps forward one last time. He looks at the pictures of the family and then turns to the crowd. He says that for 20 years, the truth was always there. It was just hidden under the surface of the water. No one could see it. No one even thought to look. He says this case will always remind them that sometimes the answer isn't far away. It's right there, waiting to be found. The sheriff also thanks everyone who never gave up. The officers who searched every year. The neighbors who never forgot. And the man with the drone who finally spotted what no one else could. As he speaks, the gym is silent. Then he says, "We can finally let them rest." After those words, the service ends. People stand and slowly leave, each of them taking one last look at the 4 caskets. It is over. When the service ends, the gym doors open and the sound of quiet footsteps fills the hall. 4 hearses wait outside. One by one, the 4 simple caskets are carried out. They are placed inside the vehicles with great care. No one speaks. Even the children in the crowd stand still. The engines start. Slowly, the cars begin to move. The line of vehicles drives out of the parking lot and into the small town. On both sides of the street, people are already waiting. They stand on the sidewalks, holding flowers and small flags. Some hold signs with the family's names dot as the cars roll by. Many in the crowd start to cry. Some people place their hands on their hearts. Others simply bow their heads. No one cheers. No one claps. It is silent except for the sound of tires on the road. For 20 years, this town has lived with a question they could never answer. Now, at last, that question is gone. The family is going home. The cars leave the town limits and head toward the cemetery. One by one, the people watching turn to leave. Some walk away slowly. Some just stand there for a long time, watching until the last car is out of sight. The story that began with a happy summer road trip has finally come to an end. It ends with 4 caskets, a line of cars, and a town that will never forget what happened. After 20 years, the mystery is finished. But the memory of that family will stay forever.